I'm Emma Reckenberg with your Newsmax News Minute. We're about a half hour away from oral arguments in day 2 of President Trump's impeachment trial. Both House Democrats and the president's legal defense will have 24 hours over 3 days to make their case. That's after last night's 13-hour session where senators adopted the ground rules for the trial along party line votes. And Democratic presidential candidate Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard is suing former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton for defamation. Gabbard's lawyers say Clinton smeared her personal and professional reputation. Clinton characterized Gabbard as a Russian asset during an interview last October. Meanwhile, the UN has called for an investigation into the alleged hack of the smartphone belonging to Amazon's CEO. Human rights experts at the UN say Saudi Arabia's crown prince was behind a hack that targeted Jeff Bezos. The country has denied the hack. Amazon has not commented. More news at Newsmax.com.
Kuvera, individual financial education and cost-saving tools for individuals worldwide. For more information, visit KuveraGlobal.com. Kuvera, an InvestView company.
Hey, welcome back. You're watching Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV, and you are watching probably the best day of the week. We call it Women Wednesday because we try to have as many women guests on as possible to get the women's perspective. Women in business, women in politics, women in philanthropy, women in the arts. We have them all. And more often than not, the women's perspective is a lot better than most of the men I know. And you're lucky today because with us for this Women Wednesday edition, we have our weekly contributor, Zen Sams. She joins us now. She's an actress, a model, a mentor. She's a super mom, above all things. Also the producer of the short film, The Protocol, which gets into and brings awareness to mental health, which is a crisis that's facing our country. Zen, thank you so much for joining us again. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for
having me. So you have been in the trenches as a model and an actress at a time, before the Me Too movement where many men probably have suggested bad things. And I ask you this because today kicks off the opening arguments in the Harvey Weinstein trial. And a very creative defense team led by Arthur Aidala and others has got the judge to agree to allow some evidence where some of these women who have alleged to have been raped or harassed by him have sent love letters and emails to others saying that they love Harvey Weinstein and bragging about it. How much does this hurt their case, and how prevalent is this stuff?
I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I would say that it hurts their case in the sense that it proves that the women were playing along, but I don't think it takes away from what he's done. So
Agreed.
They can argue it all they want, and yes, in the situation between two people, whether something was consensual or not, we don't know, but I think it's more of they're trying to set a precedence here, and even if they show all of these letters, it doesn't take away from the charges.
Of course not. No, I agree with
Right?
you, but I think it does hurt in some instances where these
Probably.
women are saying that it was forcible, and then there's some kind of exculpatory evidence which says that, they liked them or told a friend they loved them or send them a love letter. So I think it hurts the case. We'll keep you posted on all that. But more importantly, you have been on the forefront of keeping us up to date on what's happening with the whole Megxit story.
I have.
And it seems that, a middle-of-the-road actress who was on a show that was decent on USA, Suits, fell in love with the prince. And just after a couple of years of marriage, she's convinced him to leave the royal family. And it appears this isn't the first time this has happened.
No, it's happened. It's repeated itself in our history. I mean, Meghan Markle and Wallace Simpson, two, both U.S.-born divorcees, whose love got in the way of family traditions that have been there for thousands of years and broke up essentially the British royal family. Frank.
Well, I honestly don't care.
You're like the trivia guy here.
Well, I don't care too much about the royal family. I wish they would discontinue this silly tradition to begin with. However, You know what? I find it a little odd that everyone's acting as if Meghan Markle was surprised by this. Did she marry a prince thinking that she was going to be anonymous for the rest of her life? Did she marry a prince thinking that the paparazzi would never see her? She'd never have to deal with her queen grandmother-in-law? I mean, isn't this a little naive? I mean, this is something that you know going in. You marry John Tobacco, you know that there's a certain lifestyle.
You know what's happening. It's going to be scary. It's going to be a roller coaster.
This is not just Meghan. Prince Harry is very much complicit in this decision. He's the one, going on the front line defending it. He wants to do it.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing. The other person you were talking about, this Wallace Simpson, who was married to King Edward VIII back in the 30s, he actually abdicated the throne because of an American woman that he married, right?
And Queen Elizabeth is where she's at because of another woman by the name of, so I'm going to give you the exact verbiage here. So Queen Elizabeth, the current reigning monarch of the United Kingdom, would not have had to wear the crown had it not been for her uncle's unprecedented abdication just 11 months after becoming the king to marry the woman he loved. The move changed the trajectory of the British monarchy, thrusting Elizabeth's father, George VI, into the limelight as he was forced to assume the vacated throne. So in the name of love, we currently have Queen Elizabeth.
So King Edward
who is the current reigning
left,
monarch.
And then Queen Elizabeth's dad became the king in his absence, and that started her royal chain, which put her there. So I guess she's kind of an expert on this stuff. And, I guess, Harry's brother is in line to be the king, right?
Yes.
The next king. There's probably a little brotherly competition there. Maybe he figures, hey, if I'm never going to be the king, what do I got to go through all this pomp and circumstance for? Why can't I just live with my wife?
Great remark, because that's exactly right. I don't think he wants to live second fiddle to his brother, and I think he's done. I think he just wants to get out of the limelight and the media, the scrutiny. It's been really tough on him and Meghan.
A lot of people are hoping John will step down so Derek could become king of Liquid Lunch, or at least get his man on the street segments back. All right, Zen.
If I find the right woman, I may abdicate the throne. You never know.
Calling all divorcees.
I'm holding on to this chair for dear life.
Zen, we saw the SAG Awards on Sunday. I actually forgot it was on because of the football games. And but I love these award shows. I watched all of them except the SAG Awards. What was your take on the winners, the losers, and the gender equality issues involved there?
Well, the winners, I mean, I just want to say here that all the women that won, every single one of them, are women that are graceful and that take a stance in the world and have very charitable contributions that they represent and are the face of. An outstanding performance by female actor in a comedy series, we have Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag. Now, Phoebe's tuxedo that she was wearing is being auctioned off currently to save the wildfires, and she's auctioning it off. It was by Ralph and Russo. It was a beautiful tuxedo, and now it's being auctioned off to raise money for what's going on currently in Australia with the wildfires. We also had another incredible winner here, outstanding performance by female actor in a leading role, Cynthia Erivo for Harriet. Now, Cynthia is a huge figure for GLAAD, and she represents a lot of LGBTQ, and she's a huge voice. So a lot of these winners have a lot of charitable parts of why they get up on the stage, and they really deliver speeches that ties into what they believe in, like Michelle Williams, pro-choice. She also won. It was great.
Well, we will keep you up to speed on all that's happening in Hollywood and all around the globe. I want to thank Zen Sams for joining us on another fantastic Woman Wednesday. You stay right there. We're going to have a whopper of a show coming at you. We're going to continue right after this with Christina LaRose, actress, model, and entrepreneur, talking to us about what's happening down in Virginia. Quick break, more Liquid Lunch right after this.